It's now time for On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson. The conversation will range from local dialogue to international. This show is meant to enlighten, inform, and to inspire. On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson begins now.
Hello and welcome to On the Line. I'm your host, Cheryl Wilkerson. Thank you for joining me today. I just hope that everybody is having a wonderful, lovely Sunday. It is, in fact, Mother's Day. So that's a special day always, and we are wishing all the mothers out there to have the best Mother's Day ever. You don't have to have given birth to be a mother. There's so many mothers in the community. We just want to honor and thank them all. So you all do that today. Promise me you will do that. And I promise you that I will have an interesting conversation today. There's an event in Hampton Roads that I absolutely love, and so I made a call and invited a young man to come by the studios today to talk about that. So you all probably know him, very involved in the community, city council, involved family man, involved with community activities. We welcome to the show today, Mr. Jimmy Gray. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing fine. The city of Hampton is doing so much better, and all of the 757 because of your leadership and what you are doing. So let's see if I can get the titles right, or correct, I should say. You are the vice mayor in Hampton.
That's correct.
And you are the president of the, the 200 plus, give it to me, Mr. Gray, give it to me.
200 plus men, which includes the Hampton Roads Committee of 200 plus men membership organization, and the 200 Plus Men Foundation, which is our 501c3 now.
Two different
organizations. Yeah.
Got you there. Why did you get involved with that?
Well, because when I learned about 200 Plus Men, I joined the organization in 2005, and I was looking to, for a way to get involved in some activities in the community. And I learned about a friend of mine introduced me to 200 Plus Men, and like many others who join the organization, you attend a meeting, you get to see who's in the room, and you meet a few people, you learn about the work that they're doing, and I thought, this is where I need to be, and I joined the organization, and the rest is history. I've been a regular member and in leadership role for several years. I've actually been president since 2010.
The organization, can you tell me more about how it got started, the nucleus of it? How did this even form?
Well, it started, as a matter of fact, regarding a major milestone that occurred right here on the Norfolk State University campus when Dr. Marie McDermott became the first woman to be president of Norfolk State University.
I loved her.
Yeah, a group of men in the community thought that was a significant event and that needed to be celebrated, and so they organized a group to do a reception for Dr. McDermott, and the number of people who participated in that reception, the number of men was over 200, and so they thought that bringing together that many African American men in the community to do something positive was something that they should continue. So they decided to form a organization and named it Hampton Roads Committee of 200 Plus Men, and so we have been around now since 1997. So,
she was so instrumental in the sciences before, STEM and STEAM was a big thing at all. She could wear a St. John suit, as LaVorce Pace said, like nobody else. And she was just, she was wonderful. She was a wonderful person. Yeah. And, it was going to be tough for anybody coming in to be the first female, but she weathered that storm.
She did.
With grace and style and class.
Yeah, had a major impact on the school and the community, and so she is sorely missed. And but her memories and all of her accomplishments and things that she contributed to the community will live on for a long time.
So before we go into all the other things that you do, tell everybody about this Scholars Breakfast that is just. Is it duplicated across the country?
I don't know, but it should be.
It should be.
So we've been doing the Scholars Breakfast now. This is our 26th annual Scholars Breakfast. We've only missed one since the first one in 1998, and that was due to COVID.
Yeah.
But this is the 26th year that we've held this event in Hampton Roads, honoring the graduating seniors, African-American males that are graduating with a 3.0 or better GPA. And that has been the criteria for the event, or to be recognized the event since the beginning. And so we have gradually grown that event. I think there were 9 young men who were recognized in the first event in 1998.
Wow.
And this year we have received the names of 1,017 young men from Hampton Roads public and private schools.
Mr. Gray, that gives me goosebumps.
Yes, it gives me goosebumps. And, each year it's a new group of students. Every year there's a new group of graduating seniors. So the audience for every event is new, with the exception of some of our sponsors and those in the community that support the event. So every year you get a new experience. You get new emotions that happen, based on seeing those young men, process into the ballroom. And it's a major event, and everybody loves to see it. So we're proud of being able to present that to the Hampton Roads community.
Now, would you actually describe the day? So you spoke about the processional, but describe like the whole event.
Well, those students who have been recognized, they receive, we mail to their parents. We used to mail it to the students, but now we mail it to the parents of the students to make sure that it gets the proper attention when it arrives in the household. And so each student receives a certificate of achievement for academic excellence. There are a couple of partner organizations that we work with. For example, the Hampton Roads Medical Scholars Institute, which mentors young men who are interested in doing medical careers. If they're interested, they can contact that group. It's just a congratulatory letter to the parents and to the students, and then inviting the young men to come out and be recognized at the Scholars Breakfast for this year, which is on May 18th. Mm-hmm. And so then those students, they register to attend on our website. Not all of them will attend because there are competing events, track meets, proms, and those kinds of things. So not all of them will show up.
Didn't a young man leave last year? He had to go take a pilot's test. Actually, I remember that.
Pilot's test. And there was a young man who left early after getting his medallion, and because he had to go to Northern Virginia for a track meet. So that's all built into that weekend, and we understand that not everybody can be there. But when the students arrive at the ballroom on the day of the event, they are all assembled in a common area, and they check in and they get ready for what we call the procession of scholars. So when that breakfast kicks off at 9 o'clock to a music and a standing ovation, those young men process into the ballroom and take their seats. And that's probably one of the most emotional parts of the event, is just to see that many African American young men who've done well in school, who've grade point averages 3.0 or higher, all assembled in one place, and it really kind of evokes really some good emotions, because we know that our young men, many of them are really doing well, and so sometimes what you see on the news, what you hear about young black males, and all of the disparities that exist with graduation rates and incarceration rates and those kinds of things. This is celebrating academic excellence, and it's really a special moment.
It's what society says doesn't exist, but it does exist.
Yes, it does.
It really does. And you go through the breakfast, and you have a special guest speaker?
Yeah, we'll have a guest speaker, we don't usually select guest speaker based on that person being the draw. The attraction to coming to this event is why we're assembling, and that's why people buy tickets. Every now and then we do a speaker, like for our 20th anniversary, Roland Martin was our speaker, so that was a special day. But we want a speaker who will bring an inspirational message to the young men and really inspire them to continue to do great things in life. And so they will get a speaker, and then we'll have a nice breakfast, of course, and a lot of networking and meeting people in the ballroom. That happens during breakfast, and then we proceed to the part about giving the students the medallions. And so we have this gold 200-plus men medallion that kind of looks like an Olympic gold medal, and each student is called to the stage, and that medallion is draped around their neck, and the parents run up and take photos and all. So that's a special part of it. We have some colleges and universities do participate. That's sometimes, true. And we'll announce scholarship awards, or a total amount of scholarships that are being awarded to students who are planning to attend their universities or colleges, and then that's really the special part of the event, is just the community support we get. If I can mention that Town Bank, for example, is our presenting sponsor, and they have been our presenting sponsor for the last 4 years, so we are grateful for their support. And then many other sponsors and everybody who buys sponsorship packages from tables on up to the high level of sponsorship make this event happen. Those students attend at no cost, and so we have to provide breakfast and all of the things that we deliver and give to the students, the sponsors that help pay for that.
Well, what response do you get from the young men, and what response do you get from their parents?
Well, from their parents, we get really a great response in terms of their excitement, and they're always letting us know how thankful they are for it. And we hear from parents like years after their sons have graduated, because sometimes I'll meet people on the street and tell them who I am, and they'll say they'll remember their son being a part of our breakfast, and they still have those memories of their sons being honored at that event. So that's just a part of the relationships that we have with the families that are part of this. Some people come back, follow-ups, people who have been members of the organization or past members continue to come, their families continue to come. So we get a great response, and the students, you can see the pride when they put that medallion around their neck.
Yes.
And they're displaying that as photographers are going around, really show that the students are really proud of their accomplishment. And that's really what we want to happen. We want them to be proud. We want them to know that this community celebrates their success, and then we hope that inspires them to continue to do more and realize that when you have a large room of 1,300 people giving you a standing ovation, that means something. So we hope there's a takeaway from that will last with them for a long time.
Times get tough later and life starts lifing,
Yes.
and you pull that medallion out and you're like, you know what? I did great things before. I'm going to keep on doing great things in spite of.
Yes, and that's exactly what we want to happen.
Like I said, you wear a lot of hats. You also are the vice mayor in Hampton. So let's talk about what's going on in Hampton.
Sure.
Let's attack violent crime.
Well, we're attacking violent crime in a very intentional way in Hampton. We have an Office of Youth and Young Adult Opportunities that is working with community partners, law enforcement, human services, and it's kind of an all hands on deck approach to that. And what we're doing is trying to identify the individuals in our community who are most likely to either be a perpetrator or a victim of violent crimes through other associations that they have, and do some interventions with them and their family, and hopefully try to redirect them in a better way. It's not our position that we want to lock everybody up and get them off the street. We want to help those who are getting involved with criminal activity through their associations, maybe through hopelessness and the feeling of hopelessness in their life. They may get involved with gang activity and so forth. But we think we're making a difference with our approach to addressing violent crime and relying on some individuals, I tell you, who are making a real difference in our community. And I don't like to call them returning citizens or giving them that kind of title. They're citizens, but they have a lived experience that has some value to the work that we're doing. And so we're engaging them in the work that we're doing as well. And really they're playing an important role in helping us intervene with criminal activity, violent crime activity in our community.
How are the schools doing in Hampton? How's the Hampton school system doing?
Well, we are very proud of our academies in Hampton, which is we think is the model educational program that all schools ought to adopt. But I'm going to say that we're pretty happy about our success. We have great graduation rate, 98% graduation rate in Hampton.
Excellent.
The kids are participating in academies, making connections, getting prepared to have a successful future post graduation. Our city council, we have a great relationship between our school board and our city council. We understand that, our education, our school system is important to Hampton's economy and having people want to live here and raise families. And so, we're pretty proud of the work that our school division, our school board have done to put this program in place. And I'll tell you, one of the things we're most proud about, and we'll see this Wednesday night, is the ACE Academy, the Academy of College Experience, where kids are dual enrolled at the local community college, Virginia Peninsula Community College. And so we have students who graduate from college before they graduate from high school.
That's right.
And so we're
saving some money, parents.
Yes, indeed. So we'll be celebrating them at City Council meeting
Nice.
this coming Wednesday evening. We do that every year with the group that's graduating.
And say I'm going to move to Hampton. Oh, wait a minute.
That would be a good move.
Let me look up how much are those real estate taxes, because that's all in the news across the entire nation right now. How are the real estate taxes? What are residents telling you about that?
Well, we understand how, home prices, home values have risen significantly in the region, and that certainly, Hampton is not excluded from that. And so, what we've seen is as those real estate values rise, so do the amount of taxes you have to pay in real estate taxes. So we've been sensitive to that. So over the last several years, we've lowered our real estate taxes. We're going from $1.24 per $100 of assessed value down to $1.16 now.
Nice.
And the budget that manager recommended this year reduces that by another penny. So we'll be down to, assuming that passes this Wednesday, and I have no reason to believe that it won't, then real estate taxes will be at $1.15. So a 9-cent drop in taxes to try to offset some of the impact of higher housing values is how we're trying to handle that. And we've been able to do that because, tourism and other activities in the city that attract revenues are doing well, and so we don't have to do so much. I won't say, real estate taxes pay the majority of, supports the majority of our budget, but, being able to do well in other areas where you have revenues, it's helpful to, and allows you to be able to reduce the burden of real estate taxes.
I think some people listening, not only in the 757, but that live in some cities across the nation that could be listening, they're probably
come on to Hampton.
We need to do whatever they're doing, because these taxes are just, people, have long bought homes and paid for their homes. And
we're sensitive to that because, a lot of times if you're working, you have a mortgage, yes, the taxes, you do go up and you see your mortgage payment may increase some. But we're also sensitive to a lot of the seniors and retired people who live in our community who may have, paid for their home, and they've got to write that check out for their real estate taxes twice a year. So, it feels like the pinch is a little bit harder when you have to do that. So, we're concerned about people across the board, but there are individuals in our community that we know that when we lower real estate taxes, it's a significant lifts a significant burden off of them.
Well, Mr. Jimmy Gray, you have graced us today, and I just want to appreciate you. You even came into the studio. I appreciate that. Hugs and kisses going out to your family, because you're a family man. You want to brag on the family for a little while?
I do. I have a wonderful family. I have 4 kids and 3 grandchildren that I'm extremely proud of. I have a 16-year-old granddaughter who plays volleyball, and so my wife and I like to follow her around. She plays in high school and also on the travel team. So we go to tournaments, and then I have 2 7- and 8-year-old granddaughters that they're soccer players. So I'm trying to balance being at one on one Saturday, the other one on the other Saturday, because they always play at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
It gives us a lot of joy just to see them enjoy playing sports, and we like following them around.
We thank you for being such a leader. We do. We thank you for being just a good person, a good leader, a great man to show these people out here how to be men. We just thank you for all that you're doing, because you don't have to do it. You could be in your easy chair.
Yeah, thank you. And, thank you for giving us an opportunity to talk about some of the important things that, I'm involved in and our community is involved in, like the 200-plus Scholars Breakfast. We really appreciate that.
Love it. It's sold out this year. You all get your tickets for next year. When do tickets go on sale?
Usually in February.
In February, okay.
Tickets typically go on sale around February of each year. But our breakfast is always on the 3rd Saturday. Next year we'll be in Virginia Beach. But this year we're in Hampton on May 18th.
Okay.
And may I just say a quick shout-out, Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers today, including my wonderful wife, Dana, and all of the mothers in the Hampton Roads region. Happy
Mother's Day, Miss Dana. All right, Cheryl Wilkerson on the line. More is to come. You all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're on the line with Cheryl Wilkerson on Hot 91, the soul of VA.
Welcome back to On the Line. Cheryl Wilkerson still with you, and another amazing man in the community doing amazing things out there. So we want to say hello to Mr. Anthony Hailey. Out in the community, how long have you been in this community instructing these young people musically, Mr. Hailey?
Well, I've been in this community since 1999, so about 25 years now.
Are you serious?
instructing youth. Yes, in this community.
Okay, so tell everybody the name of your organization and how you got started.
All right. So the name of my organization is Mosaic Steel Orchestra. I founded it in 2006 after doing several years of work in the area and really seeing a need in specific segments of the community. And so our mission is generating creativity in distressed communities through the steel pan to cultivate the next generation of problem solvers. And so we've noticed that when we go into communities that are in distress and we provide these type of arts opportunities, particularly the steel pan instrument and the way that we deliver the instruction and the programs, it really generates a creativity within the children that really expands beyond music and transcends what we do and goes into other parts of their life.
Why the word mosaic?
Okay, Mosaic, actually, it came to me, it's funny. I woke up one morning with Mosaic. I had been struggling to name the organization and coming up with something that is meaningful and just not something that I'm placing onto the agency. And so I had struggled with it for weeks. And one morning I had sat up straight in the bed and I said, Mosaic. And immediately went to my computer, searched the web to see if there was another Mosaic Steel Orchestra in the world, and there wasn't. And I knew that was it. And so
that's pretty
really,
cool, Dr. Hailey. I like that.
Yeah, and what I learned is what that was supposed to mean, and what it does is it creates a diversity. It's when you think about any type of mosaic, you have various different particles and you put them together, and when you step back, it's something beautiful. And that's what we do in the community. Our programs are, we're focused on youth, on racial minority youth is a majority of our participants in our program, but we also offer adult classes and senior citizen classes, and that's where we actually reach into other age groups, of course, and demographics racially as well. And so when we go out and do a performance, we have, several community performances coming up this season. But when we go out, we'll take out a senior citizen group along with a youth group, per se, and let them play back to back. The seniors will open up for the youth who have more energy and more dynamic. And so the community really gets to see that this is something for everyone. It's not just for children. This is something that we can all participate in and share that within our own community.
Why steel drums?
Well, that came to me when I was in undergrad at East Carolina University. My professor had a steel pan band called Panama Steel, and we went out and gigged. As an upperclassman, I was invited to be a part of the ensemble, and we went out and earned some little money. As 19, 20 years old playing steel pan, I'd never made that much money playing a musical instrument. Mm-hmm. And then that was impressive to me. But then I met Ellie Manette, who's from Trinidad and Tobago. He came in. Our professor brought him in to do a workshop about steel pan. Ellie Manette was the first man to use a 55-gallon barrel to make a steel pan when it was being created in Trinidad in the mid-20th century. So when I met Ellie, I saw him tune a note from raw steel, a barrel, and make it sing like a bell.
Wow.
And I would never forget that, to watch him. And I'm standing right beside him, and I'm 19 years old. And so I followed Ellie Manette. At the time, he was going to West Virginia University to do a residency. For a couple of years, he was supposed to be, but he stayed in Morgantown, West Virginia, until he passed away. But I followed him and learned so much about this art form, and you just love it. And so it was almost kind of my calling, if you will, because when I stumbled upon this instrument, that was it.
Well, tell me this. If there's some parents out there listening or some seniors out there and they know some young people, what is the age group and how do people get involved?
Right. So just go to our website, www.mosaicsteelorchestra.org. That'll give you all the information about our adult classes, our senior citizen classes. Right now, we're based in MacArthur Center in downtown Norfolk with our classes. And we have youth programs down there, downtown Norfolk. We're also in Chesapeake at For Kids in the South Norfolk neighborhood. We're in Downing Gross over in Newport News. And we're also at Lakeview Elementary in Portsmouth. So we have programs throughout the region, and so there's plenty of opportunity to get engaged.
If somebody came to you right now and said, okay, Dr. Hailey, what do you need for your organization? What's the number one thing you would say?
Wow, the number one thing that we need is more instruments.
Okay.
That's more steel pan instruments. Right now, we're experiencing growth and anticipated growth, and we're looking to expand our services, and really those resources that we have, we can always add on to that. Our classes are starting to brim, so we need to be able to expand and increase the size of those classes as well. So. Yeah.
And you said all the details. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. And all of our youth programs are no fee.
Okay. You were reading my mind the whole time. So that's amazing that you offer that to the area and you've done it so long. That is just a true testament to your spirit, and you're willing to give to this community that's on a different level. Many people don't have, they think they don't have the ways or means to give back to the community for so long in a manner that you have, but really they do, and I'm sure you're an inspiration to many. What do the children say, the students say that come through Mosaic Steel Orchestra? What's the feedback?
Well, a lot of them, particularly, we do a check-in and a check-out during all the sessions, whether it's a performance, a practice session, or anything. And so they'll state their name, how they're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, and then we'll say something, random, whatever kind of thing they may. What's your favorite color? But so sometimes when we're talking about, we had to check in, and it was, how are you feeling right now? And it was right before a performance. And so to hear them say they feel confident but nervous, excited and a little scared, and then to hear them check out afterwards, and even the numbers, how they're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, they're always higher at the end of the session, regardless of what it is. So the feedback that we get, and it's their real-time feedback, is that this program is, they enjoy it. They like the social aspect of having their friends, a group of, people who actually become their friends through this instrument. We teach them how to improvise, and so they feel like they're just challenged, and they like that. Yeah.
You are doing wonders. We love it. If I had an award to give away, I would give it to you. And stay tuned, because we're going to be doing some more things around the radio station with you. Again, you are the leader of the Mosaic Steel Orchestra. You can find out more about them. Go to mosaicsteelorchestra.org and check them out. Young people, older people, just go and have a good time. And I just want to thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share.
That's what we do. That's what we try to do. I want to thank everybody who listened today on this Mother's Day. Is anybody you want to shout out for Mother's Day, Dr. Hailey?
Yeah, I want to shout out Miss Sheila Hailey, my earth. That is my foundation. I love you, Mom.
That is a wonderful thing to say, and I'm hoping she is receiving that on this Sunday morning. You take care. Thanks for joining us, the audience. Thank you all for joining us. And as I always say at the end, behold the green and gold. You all take care. Bye-bye.